Muji, I'm Vishal from Mumbai. I love you.
I love you too.
I love you.
Adam.
I've been planning to come for the satsang for the past many years, and I used all my free will to try to come, but I could not. And this year, I had no plans. But I'm here. I feel hopeless because all the plans I make, they don't fructify. And what I don't make, they fructify. I sometimes feel like a puppet. I feel I have no control over my life or the life of anyone else.
It's a good thing.
So my specific question, which has been haunting me for last so many years, and even though many people have asked you, but I'm a lawyer, so I may be able to ask in a different way the same question. Do I have free will, or am I completely predestined? Because I feel I have no free will. And I read Raman Maharishi, I read Nisargadatta Maharaj, I read the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna tells Arjun, you are not going to kill them, I have already killed them. Mr. Arjun, you are not the doer. I read Raman Maharishi, and in one of the books written about him, similar things that he says that maybe you are not the doer. I don't know, maybe my interpretation may not be fine, but Muji, can you, in just yes or no, just yes or no, without explanation.
So you give me no free will.
Explanation can maybe come afterwards, but just in one single word, yes or no, tell me this.
Lawyer.
Can you just tell me this question? Do I have any free will? It's a simple question, Muji.
Yes and no.
Not fair.
That's the trouble, you see. You have limited expression of will, but not complete free will. Everybody, no one can contest that. You may have the free will to desire and to dream, but you don't have the will, the free will and the power to make your dream come true in the way you want. In fact, the whole thing about will and the one who will or won't is illusory, but perhaps it's too early to say that. Some other things have to be understood, which when they are understood, will also remove the dilemma and also the misconceptions and leave you very happy, quiet, and free.
You spoke about the isness. Isness is everywhere, and isness is, we are also isness. So if isness is doing everything, then what are we doing?
We being what? Just to try and define, when you say we or I, what are you referring to? We can slow down because it is important. I rather not spend long time also over something. If we can get there in the shortest, simplest way, I prefer. So when you say I or we, what are you referring to precisely?
I do understand that I am not the body. I also understand that I may not be the mind, even though it troubles me so much. But that's the question. If
you who are troubled by the mind is what? Clearly, you're not identifying yourself as mind. You say you're troubled by the mind. So what could you be that is troubled by the mind?
The watcher. Somebody's continuously watching, that's for sure.
Is that which is watching detachedly troubled by the mind? Can that which is observing the mind flow without attachment and without identity, simple, clear, sober observing, can that be affected or troubled by the mind?
I'm not sure, but are these thoughts which come to me, are they coming from this so-called, I don't know what name to give it, so we use the word isness like you usually do. Moji, is this giving me the thoughts? For example, how did I come this year? I got a thought, something has happened. So how did it happen? Was it the isness which made things happen?
This line is a very complicated route. I would rather, there are some questions, let's put it into two categories for now. I would ask questions which are knowledge questions, which you can ask. How did this happen? How does that work? So and so and so. I would call it knowledge question. And I will put another form of question as freedom questions. Questions concerning, yes, I am not able to control the mind flow, my thoughts, feelings, sensation. I have no control, it seems, over important things in my life. And I wish to go beyond that. I've heard that there's a state of freedom. Please, how can I attain this state? That's called freedom questions. They're quite broad also. So if we are going to talk about knowledge questions, of course, the mind is happy there because it is not threatened by a knowledge question. But about freedom question, I've put that at a higher place, whereby one is searching to be free from the intimidation of the mind, so to speak, or feeling harassed or agitated, and want to come away from that state. So those questions are pointed towards liberation from the influence or the hypnosis of the psychological identity. No? So which question would you want to put to me?
I leave it to you. I just want to discover that isness, and I'm here for that. So hopefully I will not continue the line of knowledge questions, because I do understand that that may not lead me to the freedom path.
Maybe much later, it might come around to that, but in the time we have here.
So I will not waste the time.
Okay.
Maybe some other question, but thank you so much for giving me a yes and no answer. But hopefully I will figure it out somewhere on my own. And thank you so much. I again repeat, I love you, Moji. I love you.
Okay. You can't go like that. You cannot go like that.
I am a true seeker. I am a true seeker.
A true seeker would not go like that. You came all the way from Mumbai, you've come here. I don't know how much time you have here. How much time you intend to stay here?
I don't know, Moji.
That's true, it's true, you don't know.
And everything is spontaneous. After hearing you, I have stopped planning. I don't know about what's going to happen in the evening, tomorrow, day after.
Yeah. Is that a cause for worry or for relaxation?
I have been relaxed now. Earlier, I used to be control freak. I used to sit in a plane and I wanted to fly the plane. I sit in a car behind and I want to tell the driver how to drive the car. I want to control everything, and I got stress.
Okay.
And then I go to doctor and he says, you have stress. I said, I know. And he says, relax. And I said, I don't know how to relax. That's when Mooji came in my life. So I have learned to relax, but I cannot somehow let go. I cannot surrender. I have issues in surrendering because I'm so much used to controlling everything.
But you say controlling is not working anymore.
Yes, so now there is little improvement that I can let go, and I don't plan too much because I realized planning is useless.
Okay.
But I still don't know how to just let go. My mind is chattering like a monkey.
If you cannot let go, what about let be? If you cannot let go, what about just let be? Meaning, let things be as they are. You be aware of them. And you can also become aware of, if I say to you, just let things be, leave things as they are, learn to observe for a little bit. Learn to observe. This is an excellent, great step in awakening to the true. Learn to observe without interfering for a while. Just observe, first of all, what is playing around you. Just be aware of them, but don't try to manipulate. We know that it doesn't work. Just be aware first, pay attention, and be also aware when reactions arise from you to want to control something, so you're observing that also. But don't log in to that pull. Don't be sucked into anything. Simply observe with detachment or with neutrality. It's a good point?
Yes.
Yes. So by doing that, at first you'll see that maybe there seem so many things happening. So much. Sometimes when it gets too much, it actually becomes easier to pay attention to yourself. If the traffic becomes too much, you can't keep up when the mind wants to count, and I say, no, don't count. Simply be aware that all this is coming and going. Everything you see, everything you experience is coming and going. Be very clear about that. Everything is coming and going. Now, you don't have to keep on watching that forever. Watch enough to recognize that what you're seeing, what you're observing, is not stationary, it's not stable. Whether it's on this side of the eyes, in terms of the movements in life, or on behind the eyes, in the realm of thought and feeling, all are observable. Just observe, okay? Then at a certain point, if you observe with detachment, you're observing energy, some energy will come back to the place of the observer. And you'll start to become aware of the environment of the observer. You understand this? Yes. That is very important, because right there and then you will feel the presence of grace in the form of peace and some spaciousness, a lightness. A sense of fear or agitation will start to drift away. And you become increasingly clear that there's only a sense of presence right in the place of I. Where I is, I and presence become one. This is the most significant early steps you can take. Then you become aware that everything is occurring within and to that sense of presence. So the I, naturally the feeling I is there even before knowledge. In fact, the I is the first knowing, the first knowing. It is the unlearned an unconditioned way in which you know your existence. It is the first knowing. The arising of I is the first knowledge. It is there before the sense of you, because you is relative to I. It is I that sees the sense of you. Actually, there is no you, there's only I. Because when you say, I can see you, the knowledge in that form is also knowing itself as I. If you understand this simple thing, it will also begin to reveal more of its mystery, which will deeply please you. And it will give you a lot of encouragement, and you'll become naturally more and more attracted to that state of peace. Even as we are speaking now and you are listening, it is already spreading inside you. A natural feeling of being.
I've been trying to do this with watching my breath and trying to be as present as possible, not rolling in the past or thinking of the future.
Okay.
Trying to be as alive and as present in the present moment. I've been trying to do that through meditation techniques like watching the breath.
And what is the result of it?
Result is I get temporary reliefness, and I'm able to maintain it for maybe sometimes 2 minutes, 5 minutes.
What happens if relief, which is the fruit of that exercise, what happens if even the feeling of relief is also observed?
Can you repeat the last part?
Yes. What happens, you say, after the practice of this, the outcome of the practice is that you feel a little relief. Maybe it doesn't last for very long, but relief is experienced. And normally at this point, many people take that as the prize and say, now thank you, I've got my relief and so on. But I will press you a little further to say, don't get excited. Relief also is observed. Then when you pay attention that relief also is something observable, okay, and you don't just combine yourself with relief, the space in which relief is experienced becomes very, very, very alive for you. You cannot just call it relief. You see? And continue like that. What else comes? Maybe relief comes and then relief goes. Relief going is also observed. That which observes relief coming and relief going, that does not come and go. Pay attention to that. It does not have any shape or form. It is not a concept. Pay attention to that. Just paying attention is yielding, it's giving back a tremendous awareness of yourself. That is the real fruit of spiritual pursuit. Otherwise, mind arises is judging. I felt relief, but it's only for 10 minutes, and then more things come, and then after that, this thing. So the mind will come, and it's going to ramble on, and because you abandon prematurely your observing, the mind take over and say, yeah, well, you know, it's not so successful because all this is happening again, and the same mind is doing it.
So is it possible to remain in this state 24 hours?
No. No need. First of all, if you are hungry, you go fishing, and you are fishing out there. And after you catch a fish, do you have to stay all day? No, you catch your fish, it's okay for now. Eat your fish. So what I mean by this is that is to really, if you follow, you can still follow with me? Yeah, so when you are observing like that, you see, what's happening is that you're protecting, in some way, your field of being. So it is not intruded upon by the mind flow.
Right.
You're becoming much more self-aware.
Right.
Not object-aware, but self-aware. And this self-awareness is what you are longing for.
Right.
You see? So once you feel this, if there's more, you will enjoy also observing. You will enjoy this play of observing. It's not a task, it becomes a joy. Because each time you look, but you don't identify with what you see, in the beginning it might feel difficult. Because the reflex of habit is to keep going back to the old identity as a reference point. But as you observe with detachment, you'll become aware of just the spaciousness in the place where you are. That is. And so you'll become naturally attracted to that state, and you'll want to be there more. It's a natural attraction, not a fatal attraction.
So when I feel good in such a state, should I label it as good and actually feel good, because my goodness is immediately followed by its dual, a thing of not feeling so good.
Yes, pay attention now. So when that sense, that spaciousness, that joy is felt inside, you see, what it's actually doing, it's not building up the person, it's weakening the personal sense, which is the cause of much mischief. There is a sense of goodness, of lightness. As you keep on just observing that, don't try to make it anything, just observing, then it will convert the I that has become the person who wants to control into the presence which observes and radiates peace.
Can I say that when I'm fully aware, the mind that time does not exist?
When you're aware, it means that you are self-aware. You can be aware of mind, but you're not sucked into the mind flow. You're able to observe it, but with detachment. When you observe anything with detachment, you keep the power of your presence. When you observe something with interest or desire, you hemorrhage energy, and the energy goes and it's just dissipated and it's lost quickly.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Please tell me, what is your state of being now as a result of looking like this?
I am extremely present, and I'm just listening without thinking.
Yeah.
I repeat, I'm listening without thinking.
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping that some word or words may trigger something inside me.
Yes.
Which I already, my isness knows.
Yeah.
And I might just discover.
This I that is on duty now, looking to see what will benefit me, is going to cause trouble. This I feeling that arises, don't identify with that. Don't put yourself in this position, because it is not a good assessor. It is not a good, it is also very emotionally unstable. So it will feel, yeah, I'm down, oh, and next minute, oh no. So don't give the measuring to that one. Let that one itself be measured, meaning that you are aware of that state, but don't identify. In fact, as far and as long as possible, don't identify with anything or as anything. There's a spaciousness which is present with you. Don't go into shape. When you go into shape, you come into time, situation, change, all these things come.
So when I do that, I feel scared that I may go mad. I feel I might become a zombie.
Yes.
I might forget who I am.
Yes, the mind is going to throw some mud at you for a while, and you have to take it for a bit. It will begin to come up like this in the form of, yes, this thing, for instance, what you mentioned, like I'm going mad. That's what comes up when you feel you're losing the sense of control, because we are obsessed about control, because of the fear that life is always on the verge of some chaos and you have to control, otherwise everything will fall apart. That's an illusion and a delusion which is perpetuating a state of sadness in you. So what happens is when these states come, as you are relaxing, you see, it's that the next charge of stress is coming, like you're going to go crazy. And what happens is that we quickly believe these thoughts, and you believe them into existence, and they become your experience. You're not going mad. In fact, you are already mad. You are becoming sane. But we don't know that yet because we have associated being in control with being on top of the water. So this, you must also relax and trust, because every step when you are searching for truth, even if it feels like it's bitter, it's going to turn to be to your advantage. So bear that.
Are there any signs that you can tell us that yes, I am on the right path, and there are some signs which I know that I'm on the right path, there's transformation happening? Because sometimes, since I don't have access to you every day, and I can't call you up and say, Mooji, this is happening to me, are there some guidelines or some things which can tell me, yes, I'm on the right path?
You have so many help. You only need to become aware of it. Even the invitation you mentioned, that is a tremendous friend, because it's like, I call it the listening mirror. Because as you listen and you follow, it's revealing your true position. And you must pay attention to that and in some way verify. Don't keep doubting, because the mind will keep coming, you see. And the whole habit or reflex is to keep believing what the mind say. The mind energy is highly overrated. We have given too much respect to it. You believe in it, even though it lies so often. We still feel that is the only real. That's your private Google. You use your mind like that. But as you become more aware of your natural and intuitive power, there will be a switch from relying upon the mind, which is very, very turbulent state and very unsteady state, to rest more in the presence of being, you see? So that's a good indicator. You'll start to feel less stressed, more spacious, more open, you see? And they come quickly. It's not that you have to wait for 6 months, 8 months. No, quickly. This is a tree that bears fruit immediately. Once planted, this tree bears fruit immediately. What is the fruit of this tree? Peace, joy, openness, spaciousness, contentment, the blossoming of universal love. This is your peace. Plenty of indicators, plenty of support also. You simply need to be aware of them. Many times things come to you and the mind mislabels them as inauspicious, when in fact, if you watch from your stillness, you'll see that something that looked like it came in rough packaging had a diamond in it. But the mind is saying, haha, who will send something like that in the bin? So these things, you'll develop much more sensitivity, much better quality of discernment, but they're coming automatically. I'm not giving you a job. Just saying, all you need to do is to keep paying attention to the traffic of thoughts, sensations at first, and don't own them. Just, if you don't own them, meaning that you stay detached from them, you'll become naturally self-aware. Not phenomenon aware only, but self-aware is not an object awareness. It's a sort of vibration field, and you'll enjoy and you become naturally attracted to that. The more you're attracted to this, the more you will develop in it.
Mooji, is there a technique?
Is there a what?
Technique.
Technique.
For example, you say be self-aware, be this, do that. My question is there a specific technique to do that? For example, there may be a technique to watch your breath, which may bring you self-awareness, or at least in the presence. So is there a technique?
Okay, let's do now. You are asking like that. I've given you a very simple direction. You're a lawyer, okay? I don't know how much you listen, but it's a very simple direction. Now you're asking even technique. I'm going to show you now. If I say, including all that I've said to you right now, if you don't hold any impression in your mind, don't be thinking, oh yeah, okay, this question, no question. And also nothing that you think you know. If you can just leave it aside for now. Just leave everything.
Yes.
Everything. Pull the chain. Everything. Just don't touch anything at all. But really do it. And anyone can join in this. It's so simple. Leave everything first. Even your identity, your role as a lawyer, as a father, as whatever. Just for a moment. Just don't hold those. And just leave them aside for a moment. So that you can experience an emptiness. And do this now. Just drop everything. Yeah? This is going to be the easiest of technique. It's a non-technique technique. Drop everything. Just don't hold on, don't carry, don't put anything in any pocket or nothing. Leave everything. Keep doing. Don't hold on. Whatever you can think of, just leave it for the moment. And when we are finished, like this, in a few moments, you can pick them back up again. But just like this, you do it. Just do it now.
Yes.
Just empty. You're not a container of information now. Beyond memory, don't refer to memory or time. Just like that, empty. And everyone can do this. This is one of the great free gifts of life. Empty. And don't pick anything up now. So empty. Empty even of somebody being empty. Just empty. Just do. Don't imagine emptiness. Just let go. Everyone can do. Some people find even this difficult because they feel it's a technique. So it's not a technique. Just you drop it. Empty. And even the idea, okay, now what? Don't touch that. No next. No next. Simply be. Pay attention. No event. Empty. All I ask you is only to be aware. Empty awareness. Empty and aware. No waiting. No concepts. Maybe mind wants to come in to say something, but not right now. Later. Empty. Stay empty. Okay. Empty. Now. Like this. Just pay attention first that it is possible. First thing, that it is possible to drop everything. Okay? Don't pick anything up. And even the sense that, okay, I have done it. Don't touch even this. You have done nothing at all. You just allowed the usual habit to not be engaged with. That's it. So first of all, be aware of what is here. If everything can be taken out, you will come now to see everything I have left out. What is it that remains by itself, which was not put there and cannot be taken out? Even the sense of yourself as a person, don't use that as a reference. So even if the person the self-image, the self-portrait of yourself can be disregarded for a moment. What is here now? Don't answer yet. I'm just use my question, pay attention. What remains, you see? That which remains here now. Is it personal? Does it have to make any decision? Answer.
That which remains cannot be described in words or symbols, but it can be experienced.
Yes. It is being experienced by another or where? What is experiencing it?
It is experience itself.
It is experience itself. It is experience itself. So it's not one thing experiencing another thing.
It is an experiencing.
Yes.
It is an experiencing.
Okay. Stay right here. In this, is there any effort here?
No,
No effort. Okay.
It is not a doing, it's a happening.
Yes. Is it a happening?
I think so.
No, don't think, look. Is it an happening? Pay attention now. Everyone who chooses to look in this way, is it a happening? Please answer.
But it is not a doing.
So it is not a doing.
It is a presence. And maybe new English word, presencing.
I'll accept for the moment. Can it by itself? Because did you create it?
No.
No. Can it go away?
No.
Thank you. Is there a boundary beyond which it is not?
Limitless.
Limitless.
And forever.
Okay. Can it become sick?
No.
Depressed?
No.
Confused?
No.
No. Thank you.
So it's the nameless. We can't name it.
Yes.
It's not an object.
Yeah. Don't put too much commentary. I'm going to ask, like you told me before, yes or no. I'm going to say, for you, yes or no. Okay? Yeah. You are becoming aware, and you are aware of it now, but where has it been all this time?
Always been here.
It's always been here. How do you know it's always been here? You said that without thinking, and I accept. What gives you the authority to say it's always been here?
Because it feels that way, and I don't see a beginning or an end.
Yes. Okay. Then the next question you have half taken. You did not create it. Was it born or created?
No, neither.
Okay. Can it come to an end?
No.
Thank you. Just like this is good. Is it a belief system?
No, it's reality. It's the truth.
Ah.
Satya.
Okay. Is it bound by time?
Not at all. Timeless.
Okay, let's take one more question, and that would be, this question is, what must you do to reach it?
Do nothing.
Why do nothing? No effort? How far away from you is it?
No distance.
No distance. So if you say, and you agree, it is not personal, it was not created, it's not merely a mood or something, it's not a philosophy or some kind of belief system. Is it a religion?
No.
No. It cannot become sick or depressed or confused. It was not born. It cannot die. It is not time. It cannot fade. Then I ask you, you're discovering it now, but where has it been until now? You say it's always been here. It's timeless.
There is no part of the universe where it doesn't exist.
Now, I ask this question to you. What can you do to get to it? How much distance? You say, no distance. And so this is why I say that if all these things are true, you did not have to go away to do any research about this. Out of your own being, you could confirm with such confidence. Then you must be speaking, perceiving, knowing yourself. This is the self. Is it an object? Does it have shape? Now comes this I feeling. The I feeling that comes and say, yes, but how can I use it? Will it help me to find a better job? And then, who is this me? Where it come from? Because this is what I say when the mind will come. And it is important that the mind come, because your understanding must be tested. The mind will come in the most powerful way as I. It will arise as I itself. If it says, how can I do this? How can I keep staying here? I said, how are you staying here at the moment? Are you staying here? So until this question comes, and if this question is accepted, then comes a doubt, then comes some struggle. Just like that. Simply what to do? Keep marinating your attention in this natural self-discovery. Don't let it turn into any story. You don't need any adventures. Simply marinate your attention in it. And gradually, the noise of mind and the duality and all of these things, they are completely thinning away. This is your sadhana, if you want to say, meaning your practice. Because mind will keep coming and saying, oh, it was much better yesterday. The self cannot be better one day and less one day. So it's just a question of whether it can trick you into purchasing duality again in this way. And this you must watch. Vigilant watch. And as you keep looking, sometime man will say, but how long I've got to keep looking? You know, it's just so, I mean, we're not getting anywhere. And to see if something comes from you, which is judgment, identification, it will try to appeal to these energies or powers in you. If it catches them, it will pull you into some shape. You remain shapeless. Simple thing. If you can do this, because this is what the sages have done, if you want to say do, they've paid attention, they've understood the mechanism of the psychological identity, and they have transcended its influence, just like you. But if you go with habit and, yeah, I don't know, it was very nice when I was in Rishikesh, but now I don't know, and anyway, I can't call Mooji, he's too far away, and and you're back into role as Mr. Stupid. Because that's what it is. The mind in the form of ego is stupidness, believing in itself. So you have been shown now to what extent you will accept this simple guidance, simple and effective, immediate effectiveness of this guidance. As soon as you come to this seeing, I say to people, a storm is coming. A storm is coming. What it means? That the mind is going to come. And the only way it can blow you is by getting you to re-identify personally. Because right now, if you're followed, you are not a person. Yeah. You are the pure consciousness. Mind can only intimidate you or to somehow overwhelm you if it gets you to become personal. And that has been easy in the past. Let's see how easy it is now. And he will keep coming. And the more you don't say, oh, why does the mind keep coming and why does it keep coming? Because that itself is mind. You already picked it up. You just observe what it, observe and stay in that neutrality. That is the most excellent advice I can give you right now. Honor it, that's all. Follow it, and you will yourself be the proof of its success.
Thank you, Mooji.
Thank you.
Once again, I love you.
Love you too. Very good, very good.